What's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today with your favorite series in Clash Royale. It is Pro v Pro, and you can see here I am with Hazard and Marcelp. Marcelp is the returning champ. He's going to go for a new CWA record today in this video. It's a big video, guys, but they are already underway. So let me go ahead and set the table for you guys as we start before we hop into the play-by-play in this match. So Marcelp going for 5 wins in a row in Pro vs. Pro. He's taken down TMD Yao Yao, Pompeo. He dethroned Diego B, and he beat Surgical Goblin as he activates his King Tower there via the Tornado on Hazard's Miner. So now if he beats Hazard, it could be 5 wins in a row. That will tie Diego B's record for the channel. So a lot on the line here. This is where you guys need to go ahead and pause, scroll down, and comment and let me know who you think's gonna win. I want to see who you guys think is gonna win, and then afterwards I like to read the comments to see if you were surprised or not at the result. Me personally, I don't know. This could be Marcelp's toughest match yet, although it's really hard to compare with Pompeo. He's probably one of the most prolific winners in the game. Actually, all his opponents were really good so far. You guys know that the pro, the winning pro, the reigning pro, gets to choose. Nice predictive skeletons there by Marcelp. That miner's not even gonna get one shot on that tower. So the reigning pro gets to choose who they want to match up against from all the pros I've ever had on my channel. So Marcelp definitely not slacking with his picks, choosing the best of the best here. Again, Hazard and Marcel, both really pillars of the community when it comes to the personality, the authenticity that they bring to the game, and of course the skill that they bring to the table. Both of these guys, absolute studs. So Hazard playing Miner Control, Marcelp playing SplashYard. I want to guess that Marcelp, if he's playing the traditional SplashYard, which I actually just shared with JuicyJ on the channel a day or two ago, if you want to see a deck review of Marcel's deck, he'd probably have Bowler Poison as his last 2 cards, and Hazard probably has Poison as his last card as well. I don't think he'd be running that Miner deck without Poison. So we'll have to see when these players start busting out the Poison. There's the Bowler by Marcelp, a nice Bowler too, and nice skeleton to distract that E-Wiz. Hazard really can't get much going on offensively here, and it doesn't help that Marcelp activated his King Tower very early on in this match. As a matter of fact, on the very first Miner push there. So this is going to be a challenge for Hazard. He's going to start having to go pretty aggressive with Miner Poison, especially now that we're getting close to overtime here, and another big graveyard push here for Marcelp. This time, actually pretty good defense here by Hazard, right? Using the Knight and the E-Wiz to really stymie that graveyard push. I don't think there was any damage done to that right tower on that push there by Marcel. So good defense here by Hazard. Now he needs to get something going. That was a good poison there. It's going to kill those skeletons, and it's going to allow that Miner to get a nice, decent amount of chip damage. Unfortunately, that E-Wiz just outside that poison radius. Here's the Inferno Tower. E-Wiz could be problems against it. E-Wiz does go down. No big deal there, but uh-oh, Miner Poison, Baby Dragon, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Hazard doesn't have a good counter in hand, and it's gonna be 1-zip Marcelp. The reigning champ comes out victorious in the first match of this Pro v Pro. So wow, geez, these guys, I'll tell you what, Hazard didn't really have many misplays at all there. Marcelp just played an impeccable game, and that was a tough matchup there for Hazard. So we'll say GG, and you guys, these guys are already in to their next match. So let's go ahead and spectate. So, by the way, guys, this is an excellent opportunity if you're looking for a really good deck. Use one of these decks that these pros are playing that kind of suits what you're used to playing, suits your play style, and choose one of those, because you better believe that these pros are using the best decks they have in their arsenal for this Pro v Pro matchup. So it's always a great way to find versatile decks or interesting decks that you might be looking on the lookout for. Marcelp, you can see he's playing Expo Cycle. Hazard's also playing a cycle deck, a hog cycle deck. So this ought to be a really interesting match here. I do find that when you're rolling with a hog cycle against an expo cycle, it's really like a grind, right? I mean, it could result in a tie, the first ever tie I don't know. If Marcelp, does he have Rocket or does he have Fireball? We'll have to see, because sometimes the Expo player, if they kind of notice that it's going to be a long match early on, sometimes they can just win with chip damage, or with spell damage rather, and just out Rocket cycle him. Of course, Hazard known to be a really good Hog player as well, so Hazard obviously could still win this. I wouldn't say the advantage goes to either player. It's really going to be up to one of these players to capitalize on the mistakes and punish their opponent if they make any, or if they overcommit to one of their pushes. Now, the thing about Marcelp's deck is what we know about it so far. I think it's probably the 3.0 cost Expo cycle deck. And that deck is so fast, and one of the powerful things about that version of the Expo deck, there's a lot of downsides too, but it's really fast, so it can keep up with Hazard's deck. Normally, Hazard would actually have the advantage on the cycle here because he's playing a very fast Hog cycle deck, but going up against Marcelp's version of the Expo deck here, it's going to be very difficult because both of the decks pretty much cycle at the same speed. You can see all the cards that Marcelp has here. They're all cheap, right? He has Log, he has Ice Spirit, he has Skeletons, he has Minions, he has Fire Spirits. He has a lot of good options there to counter whatever Hazard's going to throw at him. I don't know what the last card is here for Marcelp. It's definitely not Rocket. Okay, it's Inferno Tower. I should have known. Okay, so Inferno Tower is going to make things very interesting here, because what's going to happen is, think about it, right? Marcelp is always going to have either the Inferno Tower or the Expo in cycle range. So it's going to be hard for Hazard to find an opening to get his Hog Rider to the tower, considering how fast the deck is. And there it is again, for example, right there, right? So it's going to be up to Hazard to really take advantage of the Fireball on his pushes to try to somehow get the Fireball used with the Hog Rider to get some chip damage every single time he uses the Hog Rider. That's easier said than done against such a fast deck here. So basically, Hazard's job right now is to make sure he keeps that Knight in cycle for the Expo, or plays a preemptive Knight like right in front of his King Tower, as you've seen him do a couple times now. So far, he's been playing pretty well, Hazard, but so has Marcelp again. Marcelp just doesn't make many mistakes, you know? So here it comes again, a preemptive Knight play by Hazard. Hazard's going to go ahead and try to switch lanes here. We're already 30 seconds into overtime. Man, the first 3.5 minutes of this match really flew by here. So the Hog, again, isn't even going to get to that left tower. I'll tell you what, guys, Marcelp just able to really, you know, stop every single one of those big pushes by Hazard. I bet Hazard wishes he was playing the version of Hog Cycle with the lightning in it. That would be much easier for him. But that was a nice Fireball, but even with that Fireball, check this out. I don't think the Hogs, no, the Hog's not even going to get going. The Hog's not even going to get one hit on that tower. Sorry, guys, I can't speak. A little bit hyped for this event. That was a good Inferno Tower there. Predictive Inferno Tower for Marcelp. Hazard says, well played, even though it was actually a good zap spell too for Hazard, allowing the Hog to get some damage done to that Inferno in the Expo. And look at that, really didn't get any big damage done to that right tower. So Marcelp in the lead here. 20 live spectators. Guys, you're not allowed to spectate these matches. These are YouTube exclusive. Okay, I'm just joking there. But check this out, guys. Marcelp puts the Inferno Tower way close to the river. The reason he's doing that, another Hog Rider here. Oh, look at that Inferno Tower. Wow. He pulled that out of you-know-where, Marcelp, on that Inferno Tower. Jeez. Cycled to that Inferno Tower almost as fast as Hazard cycled to that second Hog Rider. That was really impressive there by Marcel. I thought Hazard was going to have a connection with that Hog Rider there. But the thing that Marcel's doing with all his Inferno Towers, except for that one, because he needed to use it right there and he had no other place to use it at that point. But the thing that Marcel is doing is putting his Inferno Tower way up towards the river so he can try to prevent Hazard from comboing that Fireball with the Hog Rider. So again, there's 40 seconds left. Hazard needs 3 Fireballs or a Hog hit and a couple Fireballs onto that tower. Another good Inferno placement there by Marcelp. And again, that Hog Rider's not going to get to the tower, guys. This might be the first ever tie in CWA Pro v Pro. I think it might be the first one ever, guys, because with 19 seconds left, I don't think either of these players can cycle, and they definitely can't cycle the damage fast enough, and this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be a tie, guys. My dog is even getting excited here. Come on, Sheld. You can watch, buddy. You can watch. They're pros. They're Clash Royale pros. So, yeah, it's going to be a tie. So, wow, the first tie ever. Man, that was a long match. Incredible. This is incredible. Okay, so, wow. First tie ever. First ever PvP draw. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, I mean, these guys, that's the thing when you watch two players who are really on top of their game. You don't see too many mistakes. You need to take advantage of these mistakes when they make them, but neither of those players, to my knowledge, I don't know if you guys saw anything that I didn't there, but none of these guys really made any big mistakes that allowed that other player to really punish them or capitalize on them. And here we are into the next match already. These guys are not wasting any time here. So let's see, Marcelp on top, Hazard on the bottom. Marcelp starts out with split archers and back of that king tower, Hazard with the musketeer of his own, and that's a nice value rocket there by Marcelp. So Marcelp playing the rocket. What do you think he's playing? Is it another siege deck by Marcelp? Is it a bait deck? No, I don't know. Interesting. Okay, it is another siege deck. It's a mortar deck there by Marcel, but check this out. Hazard has a really good hard counter deck to Marcelp's mortar deck here with the bowler and the giant. And see where that bowler is right now? It's the perfect position to really hard counter that mortar, because what's happening there is the bowler is still in range of the mortar to hit it. However, he's going to kill the mortar without taking too much damage himself. So very, very good job. And this might be right tower down. Ooh, very good value rocket there by Marcelp. That was a good rocket. Saved that tower. I thought that tower was done for. I'm sure some of you guys did too. So now both players kind of reloading there, but I tell you what, Hazard, in my opinion, has the big advantage this match, given the deck that he's using here. It's just really a heavy beatdown deck with Tornado. And there it is, the bowler again. I was going to say bowler should be reserved by Hazard for the mortar play, because look at this. Look at how much damage the bowler is taking. Not much, right? And now Marcelp has a decision to make. How the heck is he going to defend this? He's going to play the Ice Spirit and the Knight and Skeletons onto that Giant, but a very good Baby Dragon taking out those Skeletons almost immediately. Meanwhile, the Bowler doing a decent amount of damage to that left tower. Check out all that damage the Bowler did to that left tower. Almost 1,000 damage by that Bowler onto the left tower. Meanwhile, played a Mortar Marcelp in the right. Again, not doing really any damage. I think it might have connected for a hit there. I kind of missed that, to be honest with you guys. I got to take Sheldon down. Sorry, buddy. We gotta pay attention to the match. Say goodbye to everybody. All right. So, back to the match here. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot Sheldon was in the room before I started recording. So, now another rocket there by Marcel, trying to get as much damage as he can onto that right tower. You can see leaving that bowler with really a sliver of health left. But this is going to be another really problem push here against Marcel. And there it is. There's the lightning taking that tower down to 725 damage. And here's the baby dragon. So, now it comes. Now it comes another giant there. Ooh, good log there. Killed those Skeletons, but that giant might get to this tower here. Another baby dragon. Hazard just relentless with these big pushes. Dragon again at the river. Is the giant going to get a hit? He is, and then the combo of the lightning takes it down to one log, and there's the log, and that's going to be GG. Marcelp fires that rocket into the arena. Poor spectators. Oh my god. Gonna need to get an ambulance over there. Marcelp, calm down, man. So, GG. Sorry, guys. Getting a little distracted. I can't believe, we're only 1-1 right now, huh? Jeez. Feels like this episode's going a little bit long here, guys, with that tie. Jeez. Okay, but these guys are moving, so we're ready. So we are now 1-1 right now. Marcelp on the bottom this time, Hazard on the top. I guess Marcelp is home, Hazard's away. I don't know. So here comes the elixir pump, immediately lightninged by Marcelp. Hazard says, they both thumbs up. Okay, so a lightning by Marcelp and an elixir pump by Hazard. I wonder if they're both playing beatdown here. Well, I'm gonna guess Hazard is with the baby dragon for sure, and a baby dragon by Marcelp. I'm gonna guess they might both be rolling Golem decks here. We'll have to see. Hazard split some skeletons in the back, cycling. Marcelp does the same. Meanwhile, the Baby Dragon on Baby Dragon Crime at the river is going to end with Marcel on top, playing that E-Wiz there. And here comes a Lumberjack. So Hazard's playing the Yao Yao deck. The Lumberjack Golem deck, he has to be, right? What else could he be playing? So he starts with another pump there. Marcelp does get a little bit of damage onto that left tower, and Hazard says, wow, well played. I think both these players realizing at the same time as we are that they're playing mirror decks here. There's a Golem by Marcelp, and is Hazard going to come at him with a Golem as well? He does. So Hazard probably leaked like one elixir there, but now it's going to be a Golem into a Golem here. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Now, the decks aren't exactly mirror decks. Marcel has he does have the Lumberjack, we just see that, but he has the E-Wiz. Does Hazard have the E-Wiz? We'll have to see. Hazard has minions. Okay, so what's going on right here? Well, look at that. Marcel's Golem gets to the tower without almost any damage, and a Golem onto the tower is like a free 1,000 HP off that tower. Meanwhile, Hazard's Golem does not reach Marcel's tower before turning into Golemites. That Baby Dragon doing some work defensively, actually. So was the Lumberjack, and the Lumberjack just barely gets to the tower, dropping that Rage spell. Now Baby Dragon under Rage, going to take that tower down to 133 HP. Hazard reloads with the Golem. Meanwhile, Marcel reloads with the elixir pump. So that's an interesting decision. Hazard knows with only 50 seconds left or so, he had to play the Golem. He has to go aggressive here. Marcelp knows, hey, I'm in the advantage at this point. I have lightning. I can take down that left tower. Instead, I want to play defensive here. Now we're going to play on Marcel's side of the map here. It's going to be lightning and lightning. Lightning versus lightning there. And another Baby Dragon played by Marcelp. Interesting to see these pros using a very similar deck here. Now a Golem at the river. Hazard really has no choice right now. Golem right on that bridge there, needs to get some serious damage done to that right tower, and I'll tell you what, it looks like he is going to get enough damage done to that right tower. Lumberjack played on Marcel's Golem there. Marcel's Golem is going to die relatively quickly. The Lumberjack just hit so fast, and there's a lightning versus lightning, and boom, we are going into overtime. I'm smacking my keyboard, sorry guys. All right, good, we're good to go. So now we have two Baby Dragons in the lane here for Marcel, and one Baby Dragon is going to stave them off just barely, but Marcelp, they both decide to pump up, and we are going into overtime. 3 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think is going to win this one? This one's going to be tough here. It could be anybody's match. Hazard actually has a slight lead here. Now Marcelp does something interesting. He plays his Golem in front of the King Tower, while Hazard plays his in back of the King Tower. So Hazard's going to have to react first. I think I like this play here by Marcel, going absolutely all out and forcing Hazard to defend. So Marcel is going totally all out here. He just unleashed the lightning. He has the Golem on the tower under Rage. He's dropping the Lumberjack on the other side. He's ignoring the Golem by Hazard. And is he going to pull this off? It looks like he is, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Marcelp, with that Golem played in front of his King Tower, actually gets the better of Hazard. It was a good decision there by Marcel, really unloading on that right tower before Hazard's Golem even got a chance to actually come on over. So let's go ahead, and where are we at? We are at 2-1 right now, Marcelp on top. So that means this next match is going to be do or die here. So GG, 2-1, not 21. 2-1, I'm an old man. I'm an old man, I can't type on my iPad. All right, Marcelp. Okay, so, wow, so this is do or die here for Hazard. So Hazard throws up the friendly battle request, and this is going to be it, guys. Can Hazard mount a comeback against Marcel? I don't know. What do you think? We're waiting for Marcel here. Of course, this is the fifth match. So these guys are probably making new decks. So we'll go ahead and hop right in here. Time to spectate. Now this one, again, do or die for Hazard. We're going to see what Marcelp comes out with and what Hazard comes out with, knowing that this match has such gravity to it. So Marcel starts out with a Knight. Hazard starts out with a little bit of chip cycling. Hazard with the Executioner, the first appearance of the Executioner here, and Marcelp playing the Graveyard deck. I would not doubt if this was Marcelp's favorite deck with the Barbarian Hut as well. We'll have to see here, but we have not seen the Barbarian Hut Graveyard deck yet, and I think Marcel's used that in every Pro v Pro so far. So this is going to be a big push here with the Rage spell as well. Rage spell dropped by the Lumberjack, and that Barbarian Hut is going to die by the hands of the Hog under Rage. Executioner is still alive there doing some work, but unfortunately no damage done to Marcelp's tower there. Just a very good defensive, solid defensive move, essentially just sacrificing that Barbarian Hut was Marcel there, and Hazard really coming out with a good push, but in way more damage off his right tower than off Marcel's. Really almost no damage off Marcel's tower. So here comes another big push, it looks like, for Hazard. This is a really cool push. It's a Lumberjack will get the Rage, so the Rage will go on the Hog Rider and the Executioner, but that was a very nice defense by Marcel given the strength of the push, right? Because he did take some damage, about 700 damage or so from that tower, so that was not bad for Hazard there as far as a push goes, but it was pretty good defense there by Marcel, using the Knight to distract that Executioner really early on, and then using the E-Wiz to stop that Hog Rider, or at least mitigate some of the damage that he was going to get on that right tower. So here comes the Ice Golem here for Hazard, slow playing a little bit. He's going to rely on the Executioner to slowly eat away at these oncoming Barbarians spawn from the Barbarian Hut, and then eventually that Ice Golem will move past the Executioner before he gets in range of that tower. Archers played at the bridge, hoping they will lock onto the Executioner. They actually do, and just a sliver of health left on that Executioner, and the look at that. I mean, that Executioner will not die, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and just as I say that, of course he does die. Now here comes the Hog Rider eating up that Rage, again taking down that Barbarian Hut before it does a lot of damage and connecting with that tower. So that's going to be almost 3 hits there by Hazard. So Hazard really doing a nice job with that Lumberjack Hog Rider push. If you guys are looking for an interesting Lumberjack deck, this is definitely a cool one here, being played by Hazard. Not the easiest matchup here, going against a Graveyard deck as well. Look at Hazard's counters for Graveyard. There's not a heck of a lot, right? I mean, he does have some good, like, tier 2 counters. He has Ice Golem, Log, Tornado, Executioner, obviously a good tier 1 counter. That was a really good lightning there by Hazard, getting 2 Barbarian Huts. That was his last card there, but this is going to be a difficult push. So Executioner stopping that huge massive HP coming his way. Good Tornado there, pulling all those skeletons away, but he still takes a lot of damage. RNG, baby. A lot of damage done to that tower. A good block of that E-Wiz with that Ice Golem by Hazard. This is going to come down to it here. I thought it was Hazard's match to lose for a while there, but a nice comeback here by Marcel. Now Marcel's probably going to go ahead and drop a poison here. Oh, okay, this is going to be do or die here. This is going to be do or die. Oh, boy. I wasn't sure if Hazard was going to unleash that lightning spell at the last second there before that Hog Rider connected with the tower there. Unfortunately, not enough elixir, and loses just barely to Marcelp. So, guys, there you have it. 5 in a row, GG by Marcelp. Who did you guys think was going to win? Were you right? Were you wrong? Thank you so much to both of these guys for doing this. Always have to thank my pros. Thank you for doing this, Haz and Marcel. Both of these guys, such great guys in the community. Let me know who you want to see next on CWA Pro v Pro, guys. Thank you so much to my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. Thank you so much to Marcelp and to Hazard. Make sure you check out Marcelp's YouTube channel, which he's a little bit tardy on uploading on. And make sure you check out Hazard's streams, some of the best in the game. I guarantee you guys won't be disappointed. Excellent gameplay. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.